So you discovered all the new technologies to come to the conclusion that maybe the simplest stuff is the best, working the best for you? Or?
Well, for this particular project, yes.
Okay.
You know, I think sometimes you've got to come full circle, you know, to actually appreciate that. You know, but behind all that, of course, you know, I've gained a bit of experience about making records now, you know. But yes, throwing a lot of that stuff away and starting again was really liberating for me. You know, freed me up to sort of think clearly again. You know, and I think without that, I would not have been able to finish this record.
Yeah, because the first version, when you first started Future Chaos, or the fourth album, was it? What did it sound like? Was it a different idea than what it became?
Absolutely, very, very different idea. It was more. I started the collaboration with a guy called Jack Dangers, who is in a band called Meat Beat Manifesto.
Yeah.
And my first journey to San Francisco, I spent 4 or 5 weeks with him, and we were just doing stuff that was more, I suppose, breakbeat orientated, you know, and quite out there stuff. Some really, really good ideas, which I took back to London at that time. But as I was saying, you know, there was nothing that I could really pin anything on to finish it at that point. The second version of the album, I started with a guy called Justin Warfield, who I worked with on Bug Powder Dust. We spent a month together in London trying to cut some new tracks. And again, that particular period just did not work. Some great backing tracks, but nothing solid, you know? So throughout the years, you know, I've been sort of doing these sort of starts on and off with different people. And up until about a year and a half ago, all of a sudden I realized there were about a handful of songs, about 20 songs, you know, in this collection, which could make a really, really good Bomb the Bass album. And that's really when I started to dissect all these songs and actually piece it all together again. And that's the first time I actually felt comfortable about finishing off the record.
Okay. Yeah, okay. And then where in the process did you get to Amsterdam, and why? Because was it like you had to get away from London because of work or stuff? Or?
Well, for many reasons, really. I think I just really wanted a change of surroundings more than anything else. And that was the main reason why I left London. And also, at that period of time, my ex-girlfriend was Dutch, you know, so it made perfect sense for me to come here. Also, I knew the city. I had friends here. So Amsterdam seemed like the most obvious choice, really, for me, you know. Everyone speaks English, of course, you know. And at that point, you know, it was, you know, the internet, people were already swapping files. So I realized that I did not really have to be in London anymore to do what I was doing. I could be anywhere, really, you know, with an internet connection.
Before you had really the idea, I have to be in London for my career.
Exactly. You know, I had this sort of idea in the back of my mind that I had to be in London to make music, you know, because that was where I was from, you know. But no, of course, that's just an idea that is in your head that obviously could be moved depending on the situation, you know.
Yeah. What's for you? What's the biggest difference between living in London and in Amsterdam?
The biggest difference is, I suppose, for me, I really enjoy walking around in Amsterdam. You know, I sold my car and I could just sort of walk around. Amsterdam is a place that I really enjoy doing that. You know, London, I could never really feel I could do that because it's obviously a bigger city. I think that's the main difference. And I suppose the general pace of life here is slightly sort of more chilled, I suppose, you know. And I think that was really required in my life at that period of time when I moved here 8 years ago. I really wanted something that was very opposite to what I'd been going through in London, you know.